In a small dusty village on the outskirts of Jaipur lived a boy named Aarav. His father was a rickshaw puller, and his mother worked at a local tea stall washing cups and plates. Every morning before the sun rose, Aarav's mother would light the stove and prepare tea for the shop. Her hands were rough from work, but her heart was full of love for her son. Aarav was just 14, but he had already seen more struggle than most people see in a lifetime. Their house was a small room made of mud bricks, and during monsoon season, water leaked through the roof. Many nights, they slept on damp floors with empty stomachs. Yet, his mother always said, "Son, we may be poor, but we must never be poor in dreams." One evening, when Aarav returned from school, he found his father sitting silently outside, his head buried in his hands. "What happened, Papa?" Aarav asked. His father sighed, "My rickshaw broke down again. I don't have the money to repair it." Aarav's heart sank. He knew that without the rickshaw, there would be no food tomorrow. That night, as he lay awake on the floor, he whispered to himself, "I will not let my parents live like this forever. One day, I'll make them proud." The next morning, Aarav decided to look for work after school. He roamed through the crowded market, asking shopkeepers if they needed help. Most said no, but one man, an old tea vendor named Chota Kaka, noticed his determination. "Hey boy, can you help me serve tea?" Aarav nodded eagerly. "Yes, Kaka. I can do anything." From that day on, Aarav started working at Chota Kaka's stall after school. He wiped tables, washed glasses, and served customers with a smile. He earned only a few rupees a day, but he saved every coin in a small tin box under his bed. Months passed. Aarav learned how to make tea just the way people liked, with perfect sweetness and a strong aroma. He watched how Chota Kaka treated every customer like family. "Business is not about money, Beta," Kaka once told him. "It's about honesty and love for what you do." Aarav never forgot those words. One day, tragedy struck. Chota Kaka fell ill and had to close the stall. Aarav was heartbroken. Without the stall, he would have no job, and Kaka would have no income. So he made a decision that would change his life forever. He told his parents, "I will reopen the tea stall, in my name." His father looked at him in disbelief. "But son, you don't even have enough money for tea leaves." Aarav smiled. "I have been saving, Papa. Maybe it's not much, but it's a start." With his savings, Aarav bought a small second-hand kettle, some tea leaves, sugar, and disposable cups. He borrowed an old wooden cart from a neighbor and painted on it in shaky letters, "Aarav's special chai, made with love." The next morning, he pushed his cart to the bus stop and set up shop. He was nervous, but he remembered Chota Kaka's words, "Smile, Beta. People come for warmth, not just tea." At first, no one stopped. But Aarav didn't give up. He stood straight, wiped the cups clean, and shouted with confidence, "Hot, strong tea. Start your morning with a smile." Soon, a bus driver stopped for a cup. Then a few passengers. Within hours, Aarav sold out all his tea. He ran home with shining eyes and handed the money to his mother. "Ma, this is just the beginning." Days turned into weeks. Aarav's tea stall became popular. People said, "If you want the best chai, go to Aarav." He added biscuits, snacks, and even set up a few stools. Every morning, his father helped him carry the kettle, and his mother packed lunch for both of them. What started as a small cart slowly grew into a bigger dream. Aarav began saving again, not for himself, but for something bigger. 3 years later, at the age of 17, Aarav opened his own small tea café near the railway station. The signboard read, "Aarav's Tea House, from the streets to your heart." On the opening day, his parents stood beside him, tears in their eyes. The same boy who once went hungry now provided jobs to 3 other poor boys from his village. Aarav touched his parents' feet and said softly, "Ma, Papa, you taught me to dream. I only turned those dreams into work." Speech balloon moral of the story. Success is not about where you start, it's about how hard you're willing to climb. Poverty is not a curse, but an opportunity to rise higher. Those who believe in themselves and never give up, write their own destiny.